Yo, what is going on, everybody? We are here for the PODI-Cast episode 9. We have myself as a host, who is on the wrong side currently, but don't worry about that. I'll figure it out. Jay, hi.
Woo!
And and then we have our equally as handsome host, Brody.
Hi, I'm, I guess, handsome.
And following immediately after is Josh.
What's up? I'm Josh, also known as Brody's biggest fan.
Oh, shit.
And we've also got Mike here.
Damn it, I guess I'm Brody's second biggest fan because I can't bring that out. Hot damn.
And Rare.
Hey, I'm Rare. I'm gonna fist fight somebody.
He is also Brody.
Also Brody, yes.
Yes.
Winner receives the most love.
Oh.
Now I definitely need to fight somebody. That's what's at
Fuck.
stake.
Yeah.
It's always more powerful when it's for love, you know?
You literally cannot put those kind of stakes on people like us.
Yeah.
Fuck the
Too
money.
much love going around. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck the money. There's love involved.
Mm-hmm.
We're like
We
Vin
still don't know what it
Diesel,
is
but with
about.
family.
I still don't know what it is about Rare, but like you always like to get into fistfights just for the sake of getting into a fistfight.
It's just a good story. That's the reason.
He's just
I do it-
rocking
I
that
do it for the
chaotic,
story.
that chaotic energy just for this story. You know?
He's thinking ahead.
Yeah. He just wants to make sure that we're all having a good time and we've got a story to be told afterwards, which I
This is true.
think is
Like-
a very humble thing to do.
Most people who get
Oh,
into
well,
fights are like caught up in the heat of the moment. You know, they're like, oh, what's happening right now? But for Rare, it's like, oh, this is going to be a good story. You know, he's not swept up by the current. He's better than that.
Like, I may get punched in the face, but it's gonna be a great story, and we're all
Yeah.
gonna enjoy it.
I still
Yeah.
love that time.
I've never picked a fight like that ever, but yeah, 100%. That's how it went.
It's subconscious. It's subconscious.
Yeah, like when we went to Saskatoon for the opening of Empire. I still remember
Yeah.
that we got into like Mortal Kombat basically.
That was
Yeah.
a good time.
Mhm.
The I love that clip in the video. Whereas like, I made Nick bleed. I didn't want to make Nick bleed.
Felt so
I
bad.
didn't mean to make
Okay,
him
the
bleed.
worst part is he kept like trying to block. We said no face shots, so he kept trying to like block me, and his blocks kept pushing my fists into his face. He kept blocking upwards with both arms, and it would like push my hands into his mouth. And I'm like, stop, please, stop doing that.
Don't make me
No.
do this.
That just
Uh.
sounds like you sound like a gangster. You're like, listen, I didn't want to make Nick bleed, but I made Nick bleed.
He did this to himself. He had it coming.
Oh my god.
Wild shit always happens like after hours at parkour jams.
It's true. It's
Yo,
actually
yeah.
crazy. Like,
The amount of wild shit that goes on.
Okay,
Oh my
I've
gosh.
tried explaining just the idea of the parkour community and how we are when we party after jams, after like whatever.
Good luck
And
explaining that.
and just normal people, like already there's some wild people in the film industry, but even they're like, that's kind of fucking wild and that's kind of weird. You guys are all kind of fucked up, aren't you? It's like, yeah,
But,
Well,
but
the
we're
thing
great.
is,
We're great
Yeah,
fucked up.
we have something that ties us all together. Like
Exactly.
there's a mutual trust and a mutual interest where like you just don't feel at risk.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a common like mindset too of like we all understand how to have fun with like technically nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're
Yeah.
all jumping on walls and shit and having a great time. So when you add extra influences in there, it just gets fucking crazy.
So
We also
I
come
want
from a culture of pushing our limits. So when you add something like alcohol into that, we often push some limits.
I want you
Uh,
all to close your eyes and visualize something for me really quick, okay? Get your visualization brain ready.
I'm getting the
Visualization
going.
engage.
You have just finished a parkour jam. You're a little tired, maybe sore. You are heading over to your friend's house. You guys are going to have some drinks after the jam and hang out with all these athletes that you had just met yesterday. You're very excited. You're ecstatic. You walk into the house that you're staying at for the person that you're sleeping at that night. And the first thing you see is 8 naked dudes throwing a suction cup dildo on a wall. That blissful feeling that you just felt in your visualization is parkour community parties at its finest.
Like, why are we always naked in the best memories?
It's true. Seriously.
That's totally a Missoula thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Completely a Missoula thing.
Let's take it to the source.
Where it all
like-
Yeah.
began.
It's always like, how much do we divulge? How much can we divulge? You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, do we name names? Do we name years?
Mm.
Do we name settings? It's like the
Uh,
the only way I can describe it is like, there was a place we could all meet, a comfortable setting that had a ping pong table in the center of it, and we were just playing, beer pong, drinking beers, making memories, and then people start getting naked. And I remember on the way there, I think I heard about like a naked party or something, like they just party like that, and I was thinking, man, if they do that, I'm gonna get naked too. Like, I heard about this shit. They get naked. They're sick. That sounds like a really fun thing to do. And so, yeah, people just started stripping out. I was like, okay, guess it's time. Just like took off all the
Guess
shit.
it's naked time.
And like eventually the beer pong dies down, and we're all just kind of chilling. We're all riding a wave, and the beer pong ball just starts flying around and like hitting people in the dick. It becomes a game of use the ping pong ball and throw it at someone's dick without intent. Just aim. Like, we don't want a
Just
hard
a
throw.
little,
We just
a little
want to,
tippy tap.
like, if it hits you, it goes like this. Like, that's it.
It's like, hey,
So-
I'm
Well,
here.
it's a-
I've made
it's a lob,
contact.
not a throw.
Mhm.
You know.
I'm here. I've made contact with your balls. I am not violent, but I am here.
And the best part is, like, you're all just hanging out and the ball's just going around. It's not like, oh fuck, is it gonna hit me? It's like, oh shit.
Ping
Oh,
pong
it
balls
got
just
me.
like, I come in peace.
The funniest thing like about that, and we always talk about those parties, is no matter who you are and no matter how like comfortable you are with those people around you or what's kind of going on, eventually you're the weird one for still being in clothes because there are like 20 other people in this room of all genders just butt naked enjoying themselves, and you're just like, I'm still in a fucking hoodie. What is going on here?
Yeah.
So it's like, how many people need to start setting it till all of a sudden the
Yeah.
social norm is set to the point that everybody must now conform, or else
At what
you're
point?
you're the odd one.
At what point will I feel peer pressured to be naked with my friends?
Like, if it's a group of, say, like, it's a party with, like, say 20 people, is it exactly 50-50? Is that when all of a sudden, the paradigm shifts? Or is it, maybe like 5 people? All of a sudden people are like, oh shit,
See,
I
think
gotta do
these-
that.
I think these statistics don't make sense for parkour community because we see someone do something that we think might be a little fun, and then everyone's just like on board.
Yeah.
It's the same thing
Yeah.
with
I
like,
was like,
jams.
This is very
Very-
true.
I was very unsure about the whole naked party concept. One dude got naked, and I was immediately the next one naked. I was like, oh yeah, we're doing this.
Now, how much of that is also just like, hey, you don't want to be the first one, but you also don't want to be the last one?
I just
But the
wasn't sure
thing
it was
is,
that
the
kind of
first
party. So I
person
wasn't
to
gonna
go is
force it.
like, this is what we're doing.
I am setting the bar.
Yeah.
You must now reach it. Just don't reach my
Oh,
dong.
man. Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
reach
yeah.
for my
Not
dong.
that bar. Not that bar.
Good
We-
times.
We are severely off topic.
Yes.
We like to prepare topics, but I like it when we do stuff like that. I've been thinking about this specifically a lot, and I feel like you guys have been avoiding the question, so I'm gonna ask it anyways. Which Who here sleeps with their socks on? Who here leaves their
What
who
the
here is
fuck?
who here is absolutely naked and still has their socks on? These are the questions I need to know about you boys.
Not
Because
me.
is this a no one? I just need to make sure.
It's very situational if it is ever.
What is
Listen,
the
if-
situation
it's
that you
gonna
need to
be a
be
really cold night.
Okay, but if you are absolutely butt naked and just wearing socks,
There's no way I'm doing that.
No, that definitely feels like a weird kind
See?
of day.
That shit is
Okay.
fucked up.
I knew I could trust you all. Never trust
I did-
someone
I
who
did
is
it once. I did
completely
it once.
naked wearing just socks.
Yes.
I-
Have I gotten myself into a situation where I was just walking around with socks and being naked? Of course.
Yes, but it's not a
I'm not
regular
going to bed
occurrence.
like that because I'm just like
nor
I
are you
am full
intentionally
on.
doing that. I don't know. I'm just comfy like this. Ugh.
Gets the tall socks down, pulls them all the way up, and just like, oh golly,
that's
jeez,
wrong, mate.
I'm ready for bed.
What were you gonna add in there, Josh?
I'm taking a picture of the podcast to promote it on my Instagram.
Okay.
Ooh. Are we
So-
plugging your Instagram?
But I
here?
have slept in socks before, but it was because the heat in my house stopped working for a few days in the middle
See-
of winter one time.
These are situations where socks are okay.
Yeah, see,
You
like
know?
I think I've gone camping before, definitely, and wore like socks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Sleep,
absolutely.
but like I'm also still wearing pants and everything.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause it's
fully
cold.
clothed.
I'm
going to
just
bed.
imagining like fucking butt naked dude and some like
Oh.
ratty ass socks.
I
Just in
have
bed.
one exception.
Uh-oh.
Hit him.
If someone who is joining me in that bed is wearing thigh highs, they
See,
can do one.
Those aren't socks though.
Yeah,
thigh high
like those.
socks. It's in the
I know
name.
they're
Don't
they're
challenge me
thigh
to
high
get names.
socks. I know they're thigh high socks, but like that
can
is
wear
a
those to
holy
bed.
item. We can't put that on the list of just being naked wearing socks.
I
You
concur.
can wear those to bed. I don't care.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
It's the exception to the rule.
I'm sure that is the single exception to the rule. You heard it here first, folks. So
You heard?
boys, thigh high socks and naked in bed or what?
I don't care who you are. If you come
Aye.
into my bed wearing thigh highs and socks, you can stay.
Yes.
I'm coming over.
You've earned the right.
So today we're talking about the zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
Speaking of socks,
If a zombie shows up with thigh highs on, it can get in my
They're
bed.
allowed in my bed.
I've reserved myself to my fate now.
I said it. I'm willing to
It's-
accept it. It's just how it is.
It's just it's all about being devout to your practices and your beliefs, Rare. And
I have a very
I
core
see
set of
you.
beliefs, and I follow them through.
I
Exactly.
feel like that would just be some sort of like weird light novel. It's like
the zombie and
I-
thigh highs.
yeah, it's just like
I'm
I
pretty
got
sure
turned
there
into a
is a manga.
zombie because I invited a cute zombie girl with thigh high socks into my bed.
Yeah.
Ooh, I've got a
Mhm.
monkey wrench for this one. What if?
No, there's. Go ahead.
Okay. What if in the zombie apocalypse, the first thing you woke up to was zombie girl in thigh highs?
I
Hmm.
die. Right then
She's
and
the first zombie. She's in your bed.
there.
It's just like, well, that was a really short story right there because like it's already done.
Yeah.
The universe has blessed me, and I will accept it.
Yeah. Zombie dude shows up in thigh highs. I'm dead. Like, I made a rule. Like,
Shit, dog. This is it.
For real
What a
though,
way to go.
what point in this apocalypse are we at? Like, is this just the beginnings, or is this like a 28 days later scenario where you wake up and you're like balls deep into the zombie apocalypse?
I
and
feel
thigh
like
high zombies.
I feel like it would be interesting as far as like where your mindset would be at the start and then following it through. Just like, okay, what's
Yeah.
your long game? Like starting from
It's a-
like the beginning to the end.
Yeah. So let's say
your
hey,
apocalypse
at
plan. Like,
at this one school, a zombie outbreak happened, what are you doing? One school in the city it starts. What's your plan?
So
Now,
we need to
what
set this
kind
up.
of zombies are
Who's
these
going?
as well? That's very important.
These are
We
all
gotta
very
specify.
Classic slow zombies, or are these
Let's
like
do
World War
classic slow
Z
zombies.
super fast zombies?
I'm thinking
Classic slow
classic
zombies
slow.
is more fun.
Classic
Yeah.
slow zombies.
Yeah, it feels
Gotcha.
like it's so much more survivable because if
Yeah,
it's like
very
World
much
War
so.
Z, where things are crawling on top of each other, creating giant towers and getting up to every little nook and cranny of a city. Oh,
survival
Yeah.
chances
not
are extremely
We're fucked
slim.
regardless.
Oh
like
yeah,
even
100%.
28 days later is still like fast zombies, very scary.
And
Whereas
like the immediate turnover is also like one of the spookiest parts of 28 Days Later. Is
Yeah,
like the dude
it's
gets blood in
so
his eye.
fast.
Like spoilers, but not spoilers because it's an old movie. So if you haven't seen it by now, you can't get mad at me.
Ah!
Dude gets blood in his eye, immediately changes. Like that's fucked up. I don't like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
just
and that's the same as
immediately
like
takes
World War
over his
Z.
system. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the scariest thing too. It's like, oh fuck, I've been bit, and then it's like, oh no, what are we gonna do? There's this whole like thought process. That one's just like, no, that dude's a fucking zombie, and he's about to kill your ass. Like you need
Yeah.
to leave.
Yeah, I kind of like that in World War Z where the uh one like service member or like one of the military people
Yeah.
gets bit on the arm and then the person's just like, oh shit, just cuts her arm off and
Immediately
then
lops it
yeah,
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
tourniquets it.
Yeah, that
That
was
was a good
pretty
scene.
sick. Anyways, so we're gonna go with slow zombies. We're gonna say that the outbreak has just started, and you're in the midst of, let's say like grabbing your gear and getting ready to like head out to where you plan to like hunker down or whatever you're kind of planning on doing. The most initial part of what a zombie apocalypse would be.
Damn. Which I think would honestly be the toughest point because
Yes.
everyone is going to be freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, you're
Yep.
gonna be
Like-
you're gonna be fighting more people freaking out than actual zombies.
It's gonna be like riots.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you're also gonna have so many different contending kind of influences taking you one way or another because you're like, oh, do I go after, do I try to get to my house or do I start trying to get somewhere that I can start getting things together or do I just try to find somewhere that's safe enough for me to like sit and think what is my next step?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
All very good
obviously
questions.
getting food is a good plan because I feel like in a zombie apocalypse, it's a good bet to get as much food as you can and hole up somewhere and wait a while for all the idiots to die and all the smart people to be holed up as well and then go from there.
So,
But-
I've had I've had some good thought about this kind of stuff. I big zombie movie fan, and I think my best case scenario in my head is like immediately going and holding up in a camping store. Anything like a mech or an atmosphere. There's gear to keep you warm. There's gear for exploring the worlds after everything's gone crazy. There's
They got beef
MR
jerky.
yeah, there's MREs, there's beef jerky, there's camp fuel, there's all this stuff there. The only shitty thing is most of those places are pretty central and well known that there's supplies there. So
Mhm.
you just gotta like if you can find a camping store with guns, or if you have guns and are able to get to a camping store, you're probably pretty safe as long as you can hold up there.
Hmm. Yeah, another thing I
That's
was
kind of
thinking
my
of is like
go-to.
just a nice, steady, and clean supply of water, because that will fuck you up a lot faster than anything
yeah.
else. Because as soon as the water infrastructure kind of goes down, all bets are off. You can't use any of the taps. Because the only reason why we have everything where we have it is because we've been able to distribute all that out to each individual building. So not having water, bad. Not being able
Yeah.
to
People would die
concentrate on
pretty quick.
that.
Yeah.
My so my dad used to be a welder and he would work out of town at these big plants that were like literally in the middle of nowhere. But they were massive and they had like tons of rooms and beds and the whole perimeter was fenced. And he always thought that that would be a good place to go, is if you can gather up as much like canned food and stuff as you can and then drive out to that place, because no other person is going to think of that except for maybe some of the other people that have worked in this plant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's all fenced off. There's tons of rooms, just tons of people to stay. So if you coordinated with your friends and family to everyone grab as much food as possible and get out to this point, it'd be a good place to wait out for things to
Absolutely.
kind of chill out.
I think that's a
But then you'd have
perfect
to
place
take on
to.
all the other people who knew about it.
Yeah. So
But
so not
that
only do you have to get your supplies, but you also have to get there first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how many other people do you think would think of that? Like, there's maybe, I don't know, maybe 100 dudes that worked at that plant.
And we'll assume half of them are dead and zombies currently.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then how many of them would think to go there?
10.
And how many of them would remember how to get there?
5.
Because it's literally in the middle of nowhere.
That statistics.
Like,
of
you go
Cody
down
is
some
just
fucking dirt
unmatched-
road in like
unmatched
thick forest.
statistics. You want statistics for your company? We got you.
And if you get there first, you can just murder anyone who shows up. Because it's zombie apocalypse. Who cares anymore?
Well, I still
Brah,
care.
brah.
I don't want to have to live with that on my conscience. So I still care.
I'll do it for you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Brody,
Brody's
are you
like-
drinking piss?
Brody,
I am drinking piss.
Brody's like one of the most gentle people I think even here. And he's like, I'll kill it, dude. I don't care.
Listen, if it was in a zombie apocalypse to defend my friends and family, I'd do it in
Mhm,
a heartbeat.
mhm.
I'd probably feel awful and gross for a little while after, but I'd get over it, and that would be that.
And then the killing machine of Brody Shaw has started.
Yes.
I could kill
Get
somebody
over
if
it
I was
on a-
defending myself. I could, but I couldn't kill somebody for their shit. You know, like I
Uh,
couldn't be like, nah, I'm taking what you got. Like, give it here. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't do that.
No, for sure. I wouldn't do that either. It would be for defense of either myself or
Yeah.
my friends and family, for sure.
Oh yeah. Then
some
yeah, no
reason-
problem. Yeah,
for
that
some
that
reason,
bitch
I
is
just-
dead like right away. Like probably not. I'm not like a great fighter, but like conceptually, that bitch is dead in my head. Like they're already gone. I don't care anymore.
See, for some reason, I can just keep on thinking of like Brody just eating a can of beans, just like sobbing into it, just totally broken up about killing this person. And then all of a sudden, it's just like gets to the end of the can of the beans, and you're like, "All right, yeah, we're
I'm
good.
good.
We're chilling."
I'm okay now. We've moved
I
past
had my
it.
beans.
And some good beans.
Oh, for real, though.
So for survival food, then what do you think your go-to to be grabbing would be?
Chef Boyardee.
So besides the obvious, like
Coca-Cola.
your
I have an
your
addiction, and I don't
creature,
plan to drop it during.
yeah, your
Right. I'd
creature
get a big-
comforts for
a
the
big
zombie
bag of, like,
apocalypse.
Oats. A
Big
big
bag
bag
of
of
oats.
oats, probably. Yeah.
It's a good call.
Bag of oats.
Carbs
I'd probably grab like dry pasta and stuff, because you can
Mhm.
still just like,
Hmm
even if you're not cooking it, you can just soak it and eat pasta.
You're out on like a mission, like scouting something. You're just slurping noodles the whole
Yeah.
time.
it would be filling, or rice if you could.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
Mm,
shit like that.
Although,
So
can
I-
you just like hydrate rice, or do you have to cook it?
I think you do have to boil it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think the boiling of the rice is what like cracks open the actual rice and makes it the way it is.
yeah, I'd probably still be
Rice
pretty,
stores
like,
really well
mealy.
though. So
Yeah.
having rice at like a home base is a good idea.
Stores well and it's filling.
But as far as having the amount of protein that you need to maintain yourself
Proteins for
fairly well,
schmucks.
That's why I'm just gonna eat the people that I kill.
You probably have to do that.
That's so it's not a zombie movie, but it's definitely something that I thought was a really cool concept. Is in the movie Book of Eli, there's
Mhm.
the cannibals, and the only way the society as it is able to get by is to identify these people because of their shaky hands, because human meat consumed by humans can cause these adverse effects, and it's really cool that they put that into this general idea,
Yeah.
because the same thing, you'd be like, okay, am I going to let this person in, or am I going to be talking with this person who is eating people? And you don't get far eating human meat, unfortunately.
You can survive a decent amount off of it. It's just the psychological effects don't tend to do you too well. Like
No.
the
Makes sense,
concept of
'cause, like,
eating people is not good for your mind,
Mhm.
and that tends to fuck you up pretty hard. So unless they have some like actual like something like HIV or something, you're probably not going to be too bad off eating human meat. Like as long as it's not your own, like your body won't break down your own meat. So
I would assume
Like-
that you're cooking this.
yeah, and
Mhm.
and you're cooking it. Like for the most part, you're gonna be okay. Other than the fact that you just ate a person, and your brain's gonna be like, I ate a person. That's
Brody went
Ugh.
straight from just like getting over it. 'Cause, like, okay, so this is Brody's process in the zombie apocalypse. Someone is threatening his friends and family. Brody kills that person. He needs
Guys.
to get over that murder over a can of beans, and he goes, I'm okay now. He stands up and starts cutting this person up and cooking him over a fire.
he's like,
Has
you know
always say,
what
another-
goes
guys.
with beans? You know
I-
what goes with beans? Pork.
he then-
long pig.
he
Long
he then goes immediately from getting over his murder with beans and then starting to cook a human, have some ravioli. He's fine still.
Chef Boyardee.
His family is fed and his conscience is clear.
What do I always say? There's two ways to solve a problem. Kill it or
eat it.
Yeah.
You just decided to do both this time.
never said you can't do both.
It's true.
If anything, he's solving two problems all at once.
This is true.
Now, Brody, what is my saying that goes with your saying? Takes your saying and turns it into 3.
3 is it? Isn't it come on it?
Yeah. A little au jus,
It's
you
just
know?
The trifecta for the zombie apocalypse. Kill it, eat it, come on it.
Yeah.
That's how you get over it. It's like the technique is to
The 3 stages of
You have to
grief in a
come
zombie
after you kill
apocalypse.
every single time, or else you can't deal with that.
Just trying to imagine a scenario in which you could do all of those 3 things to get over some form of grief, and I'm like, I can't even fucking bring myself to even think of anything.
It's only the psychopaths, man. It's only the psychopaths. They just like change channels in their psycho heads, and they're like,
No, that
like,
just
I
makes
will turn
sense.
on
I'm
my
gonna kill it,
porn
eat it,
right
and then I'm
now.
gonna come on it. Like, it just makes sense. I don't
Well, if
understand
you-
why you guys think it's weird.
If you come on it in the middle stage, you get seasoning.
That's what I'm saying. It's just a little bit of au jus.
Let's go and give it a little dippy sauce right here. Mhm.
Just pretend it's Domino's icing on a lava cake.
You guys got any mayonnaise for this human meat?
Coming right up.
Now here's the real question. Would
Josh
you
is
guys
unglued.
would you guys be willing to jerk each other off in a zombie apocalypse?
Like Dutch rudder type scenario?
We're gonna need some sort of release, okay?
God damn it.
All the stress.
New idea. We hole up in the fleshlight factory.
Yes, okay. I'm
We
in.
never.
What's our team name? What's our team name now that reality has changed? And we get together to JO each other. What's our new Apocalypse Survival JO team name?
The cum wall.
We are still the Pody Boys. What do you mean?
Nothing's changed. What?
It's true, but
Oh,
you know, it just takes on a different meaning at this point.
Yeah, the Urban Dictionary definition is set in.
But it would be like the cum
Lord
wall
almighty.
era. This would be cum wall era.
The age
Yeah.
of the cum wall.
we have different ages for Pody.
Oh man,
no.
Damn.
it is.
Oh, look at all of us. Ah.
Look at us
It's
go.
gotten to the point where the cum wall joke that first initially started has traveled so far where I can now not anybody at work, but there's a few people at work who's like, you know what a cum wall is? Like, yeah, dude. And then another person's like, what?
What?
How do these
I don't
other
know.
people know what this is? And I'm feeling crazy.
I don't know if you've ever explained the cum wall joke on stream before or on the podcast.
I don't think I've explained it on the podcast. I've explained it on stream multiple times because
Yeah.
most people who reference a cum wall are just good in my books, in my community. It's a classic joke.
It's good. It's good natured.
Do you want me to go over that? I can go over
Yeah,
that.
explain it.
Explain
it.
it. So
Let us all in on it.
there's a wall in my house which you cannot see. It used to be fully decorated and it became empty. I'm standing there with my roommate at the time, observing
Like,
this
just
wall.
both start blasting nut all over.
You both start uncontrollably coming for no reason.
Standard stuff, right?
All over the wall.
So, we're standing there looking at the wall, like, what are we gonna do with this? It's so bare, it's so empty. There's nothing really going on anymore. It feels weird in the space that it is, and we're both just passing a joint back and forth, bouncing ideas off our head, and just out of nowhere, I get that crazy, that cuckoo, and I just say, we should just come on it. And he just starts laughing. It's like, yeah, let's just like come on it like a lot. Like this is now the spot. And so we're both uncontrollably laughing at this point. It's like, yeah, it's the cum wall. That's where the cum goes. And eventually it'll just look like you hot glued the wall and it's an art piece that you can just sell with the house. It's a very abstract wall created. It's all dry and drippy and gross and like super disgusting.
Like it's got like a sappy quality to it.
Exactly.
I
So
can just imagine you guys just
only
like
the finest. You know?
laughing. It's just like JK, but like
When do we
And
start?
less. So are you gonna JO me off first, or you want me to start with you?
So is this a solo endeavor or something we can do together?
you fucking teasing me right now, or are we gonna get this off? Like, let's go.
And
T is for teamwork, guys.
it's true. So this joke carried on so much that Christmas was coming around and I was trying to come up with a good idea for my roommates, and I decided to make them their own like little personal cum walls. And I took pieces of acrylic and a hot glue gun and carefully placed the hot glue so it was dripping, and it was like perfect to what I had imagined the actual full wall would be. And it's now just a cultural thing that every house has a cum wall. You bring your guests in and you show them your cum wall. And when you're gone and you're not able to have your cum wall, that is why hotels give you 2 beds, is so that you have a space that you can still, use a cum bed. It's the cum bed. That is what
You're not allowed to use the walls of the hotels, so they
No. That's harder to clean. So at least like
That's
you can still
impolite.
that way you can at least like if you want to, you can hang the sheets on the wall and you can still like do your cultural duties of appropriating the cum wall. Anyways, zombie apocalypse.
See, as soon as you said
So-
sheet, all I can think of is back when like BC Health came out with the COVID safe like hookup practices. And it's just like, yeah, just,
use a
like,
glory hole.
just cut a hole in the sheet and just like, yeah, use a glory
Yeah.
hole.
That sounds
BC was like,
Gosh.
guys, if you want to bang during COVID, just glory hole it. And everyone was like, you know what? That makes sense.
30% increase in glory hole visits during that month.
Tell you what,
How
I
many-
forgot my sheet a few times. Had to go home.
So in the zombie apocalypse, instead of having a cum wall, we have a cum zombie, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The Cumby.
The cumby.
The cumby.
Gumby.
Oh my gosh.
Can you
I
go,
fear-
can you go check up on Cumby out there?
Oh shit! They've got a Gumby.
These guys are
That's how
fucked
you know
up.
that
Let's
the-
get out of here.
You know that this is how that the camp is well established and
I was
is
gonna say-
ruled by a very, very particular set of people.
This is how you know it's a well-established colony. They have a Cumby.
Standard stuff in the apocalypse.
Standard stuff.
I fear that our humor has just divulged into cum. And that is
Yeah.
the only thing that we find funny anymore is
Oh, I find plenty of things funny. Cum
cum,
is also
cum and
funny.
piss jokes.
is
They're just like
Oh, that's
they're very high up there on a scale
It's
of
true.
funny.
This is just like last podcast where it just turned into a lot of Jovi talking about how he's just like, yeah, weirdest thing I ever ate. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We were all a little blown away. He's like, you ever just like, and then you just eat it? It's like we're all like,
What?
I'm
Yeah, I've
doing it
heard-
for
I-
I'm doing it for training purposes.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, lots of people supposedly clean it up. You know, there's, I'm sure there's gay people that eat cum and women that eat cum and like all kinds of people that eat cum. So it's not that uncommon. And then Joey's like, yeah, I do it for training.
yeah, you like, it's like self-exposure therapy.
It's like parkour practice, but it's just eating cum.
I'm going training today, guys. Don't come in.
Unless
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit.
Shouts out to
I
Jovi.
forgot how much legs that had.
A lot. Uh,
Getting some
I'm-
miles on it.
I'm going to take this moment to just quickly shout out our website. We've got a lot of really awesome new products coming. PODIBoys.com, PODIBOYS.com. Make sure you guys go check it out. We've got some techwear inspired clothes. We've got a ton of new products coming out very shortly. So keep your eyes open. And if anything, use code PODICAST10 for 10% off your order and help support the boys and the creative processes we are going through as a collective. Again, that code is PODICAST10. And
Hell yeah.
I mean, there's no way you're surviving the zombie apocalypse without some Lost Boys gear. So make sure you guys go
Yeah.
check that shit out.
Very true.
I'll
Honestly,
tell you
Lost
what,
Boys
I was
gear would
wearing
work
my
pretty
boonie
well.
hat. I was wearing my boonie hat the other day.
Oh yeah,
It's keeping me dry in the rain.
look
Hell
at you
yeah,
go.
dude.
I wear it at
Mhm.
work. It packs into like the smallest thing, and right once it starts raining or it gets a little too sunny out or whatever, it's instantly on, and it's a good thing.
Yeah, I just do not go camping without that hoodie anymore. So
I know,
that thing
it's
is
awesome.
amazing. Especially since you're just like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep. You just take the buff and just put it over your entire face, and you don't suffocate. But you can just
Who am I calling?
completely
Uh-oh.
black it out, and you're just like,
Ah.
Me?
I can go to bed now.
Am I calling you guys?
You're calling
Yeah.
us on Facebook Messenger.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, you want to talk?
just
Right
boomer.
now?
Hey guys, I'm stuck on this podcast. I don't know what to do.
They're talking a lot about cum.
And none of it was me, I swear to God.
All
I'm
right,
feeling
so
uncomfortable. Damn it.
this next topic, I'm gonna kind of tweak and tie it into our zombie apocalypse theme. So this was
Okay.
the last weapon you used in a video game becomes your weapon in a fight against a zombie. So
Yo.
are you fucked, or are you going to win, and how?
Oh my god, everyone's fucked. I'm
See-
just- yeah.
Lucky for me, I've been playing Dark Souls a lot lately, and the last weapon I used was a big battle axe. So I think
Yo.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
But
I had just started playing Titanfall. I am like well off. I've got a gun and a fucking mech, dude. I am safe.
I've got demon karate. Like I've got like lightning infused karate moves. Like everyone's
Are you
fucked.
playing Smash Bros as the new character from Tekken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how on
Uh,
the money you were.
Oh yeah.
and now let me guess. Mike was playing Destiny last.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty well off here. I'm just gonna be shredding people down with some guns. because that's what I do. I play games with guns.
Now, you can ask Mike this question about the last gun or weapon he used in a video game, and if that became his weapon, how well off it would be, and it would still be a gun from Destiny 3 months from now, I promise you. We'll follow up.
Alright.
We'll follow up,
That's-
and we'll make sure.
Yeah.
I'd say
That
it's
was
very
about,
unlikely
the
to
same.
change at any point here, but you know, it could all of a sudden just be like, yep, I was playing Duck Simulator and I was driving around in a little, you know, child's little zip car or something like that.
All I play
Zip,
now
zip,
is
sir.
chess.
Zip zip.
Yeah, one of those like
Use the queen piece against the zombie.
Put it in its mouth. It can't close its mouth. It can't bite you. Now you have just a giant pack rat.
That you can come on and create as a cumby.
That's
is
what
there
it
like
started,
really
actually.
is there really any video games like any type of weapon in video games that you wouldn't want to be bringing into a zombie apocalypse?
Listen, I've been meaning to play Bee Simulator. If that was the last game I played, I'd be very fucked. I've got a stinger.
And a one-use one at that.
Yeah.
better make sure to get a lot of them on there.
The stinger
you
that
can
you use
fly.
once that kills you after you
True.
use it.
Can
You gotta
fly.
choose wisely.
Yeah, I just keep on thinking back to Saints Row with the giant purple dildo that you use like a bat, and I'm like,
I mean, it'd still probably
I don't know how
work
well that
out.
would work, but I
Yo,
feel like it would
so-
have a lot of like throw through, like a lot of blowback. Like you
What?
hit something and it would just like whip around and then hit it in the other side of the head.
Yeah,
Who
like a
knows?
whip.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, yeah.
What is in the media that you've consumed of zombie shows and zombie games, what was the media that you found one most likely to be the situation, and two, the coolest situation? I'll give it to Brody first.
It's been so long since I've seen any zombie related anything. Oh my gosh, why'd you give it to me first? How dare you?
I can go first.
Go
You
ahead.
go first, Jay.
I gotta
your
think of
question,
some
answer your own
zombie movies
question.
here.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the most realistic situation is very similar to maybe even The Last of Us, is there's a big just disease type thing that causes like a little bit more mutation that mutates more over time, and just ends up, oh, something is frozen.
And ends up.
And essentially like Last of Us, where you've got all these infected things and the majority of the time you're fighting other people, and you're having to survive those people more so than the infected types, but then the infected types are pretty fucking wild. I think that's like the coolest universe I've seen so far.
Mine was also Last of Us.
Hmm.
Because Last of Us, it's like a fungus, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was based off cordyceps, which is a
Mm-hmm.
mushroom that affects ants. Makes
Yeah.
them climb up high, and then their heads pop and like shower spores everywhere.
Oh.
Which is kind of what happens in The Last of Us. Your head
Mhm.
turns into a mushroom, and then eventually you fall over somewhere and die and pop into spores.
Which then
and
infect other
everything
people.
else. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm pretty sure it's even called cordyceps too.
Hmm.
It's crazy what that actually does to like ants in real life.
Yeah.
Basically, it just
that's
takes over its nervous
crazy.
system and just makes it walk into its hive, and then it's just like, oh, okay, we're gonna now infect everything else.
Gross.
Crazy.
I feel
How is
like
cordyceps not taking over.
not strong enough to infect other immune systems, I guess. Like maybe it's only strong enough to affect ants.
I believe that is the case.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the idea behind The Last of Us, is that it's now jumped. It's
Yeah.
now
S-
trans I forget the
It's
actual
mutated.
terminology of it, but yeah, it's like now in zoonotic spread, like going from animal to human.
Mm.
But I don't know. For some reason, like I keep coming back to 28 days later
Mm-hmm.
and like 28 weeks later,
Yeah,
and
that
That's
whole
terrifying.
series in general was like very well done.
Mm-hmm.
like it's the only zombie movie that I could watch back when I was younger and not get totally freaked out by other things, but have this idea of like just the scale of all of what's kind of going on.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it.
That whole situation too was like so well done for like what the show was.
hmm
That is my next guess. Like if Last of Us wasn't a thing, that's like hands down what it would be. It's the most influential. Like I believe that was the tipping point. Is like I'm kind of interested in the idea of the apocalypse, and
Yeah,
yeah,
I really enjoyed the way that they kind of introduced the character into that world.
mm-hmm,
It was like he wakes up in the hospital and then, you know, everything is barren. He was like, "What the hell happened?" And
mm-hmm,
there's no sign of anything, and then all of a sudden he sees somebody and it's like, "Oh hey!" And then they start running at him. He's like, "This isn't right."
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm. Very well done.
hmm
Yeah, I think The Walking Dead is. I haven't seen tons of it, but I've seen bits and pieces of it all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the most of the issues in that show are between the people and not the zombies themselves. The only problems they end up
Yeah.
actually having with zombies is when they're traveling from place to place or they're being stupid.
Yep.
Which I feel like would be
Mhm.
fairly realistic. Like in reality, if a zombie is a decomposing body that is just able to move still, it's not going to be fast. Its muscles are going to be decomposing and it's slowly going to get slower.
Exactly.
So I feel like that is the best case scenario for zombies, and then it's just mostly other people you're gonna have to really watch out for.
The big problem is all the anti-zombie people who don't believe they're real, and we keep getting second outbreaks and third outbreaks.
They go outside of hospitals.
Yeah,
And that's the fucking thing is we could be in the middle of a zombie apocalypse and there would still be people that would think it's not real. Like
I mean-
100%, I can fucking guarantee it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Mm.
the caveat was that you had to wear a mask when you were outdoors or you would turn into a zombie, people would be like, "No, I fucking don't."
I'm
Unless
gonna
they're
turn
being-
into a zombie.
Turned into a zombie.
Oh,
Ridiculous.
well,
But-
they would be zombies, and then they die, and then it would be over.
So
Yeah.
yeah, now I just want somebody to make that movie. Like, oh, hey, there's this whole zombie apocalypse going on, but then, use the kind of scenarios that we've had to deal with throughout this type of pandemic and just kind of
Yeah.
put it all together. But at that time, I would hope, this is just me, putting out my, hey, I believe in humanity card,
Yeah.
is that, if it was to that level of an extreme, like a virus or a parasite or whatever causes the zombie apocalypse, that people would at least all get on the same page really freaking quickly because it would be so evident.
I'd
Whereas
hope so.
with the situation here is that, for the most part, yeah, so long as you don't interact with other people that are sick, then chances are you haven't had to deal with any of the consequences of this virus being so rampant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like, hey, you're working in the hospital every single day, so you don't really see the impact that it's actually having on, the staff and the resources. But I feel like a zombie apocalypse, when you see people getting like mauled in the street and like torn apart,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I think everybody would just be like, okay, we get it, we get it.
Hope so.
There's fucking
I
zombies
disagree
out
with you.
there.
Because I think they'd agree that they're zombies, but I think they'd all be like, the government made them. They're controlling them. They're putting it in strategic places, and we have to go
I'm
tear down the
immune.
government and fight. And you got to drink a mouthful of bleach so you don't get zombie virus.
Also,
Or
throw
hot
that.
onions. Hot onions, that will help.
Yeah, and throw a freaking UV lamp up your ass while you're at it.
So I feel like I don't have to say this, but I'm going to say this. We will never really get political or talk about religion on this podcast, but this is not a political concept. This is a health matter and just a fact of the matter. This is not a political opinion or a scientific opinion or anything like that. So if you're saying that we're talking about politics here, then beat it.
Beat it, kid. No, this is me
Get outta
complaining
here.
about idiot assholes. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can only go so far being a stupid head.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now,
you can't
I actually
play around.
I wanted to go back to the last weapon used in a video game and elaborate on that. If you're sitting at your desk, like from where you're sitting right now,
Mm-hmm.
you can grab one thing to fight a zombie with. What is it?
Oh, damn it.
Rare pulls out an entire katana.
And
Well,
that's
that's good.
and that's
So,
if I
all right.
recall, that's actually full on sharp and ready to.
Oh yeah,
Ready
sliced
to
my
go.
finger wide open the first time I ever drew it. It was fantastic.
So Rare's got a katana. Josh has a cactus in a nice white vase or a container, and Jay has a little figurine of Rem from.
I was literally holding a butterfly knife and I set it down and reached into my computer and grabbed it.
and got Rem. And then what do you got there, Mike?
I got a Bose speaker. This thing is hefty.
Mike has a hefty Bose speaker.
Oh my.
Jeez,
I don't know why, but I also have this this tap handle from a box.
Nice.
Oh, that would do it.
I just have
Oh,
a fork.
box.
I also have this.
I'm gonna eat it after. So
I have.
Oh, a full flat of monster.
Rare has a 12-pack of Monster.
Just to,
So-
I need to
Okay.
see that scene in a zombie movie. Is dude just like zombie bursts into his house and he panics and he looks to his right and grabs a flat of Monster and just throws it at its head.
I wasn't even thinking throwing it. I was thinking chugging them all and then just going fucking ape shit against the zombie.
I don't
You know
know
the
if you
best
get
part?
if you've ever
If
been
the
in.
zombies coming in, here, we're just gonna take you on a tour and I'll explain as we do this. We have this door right here.
There we have it. It leads to a giant drop.
So if a zombie's
Oh.
coming in, it's coming in this way. I'm gonna whip that 12-pack Monster at its head. And then
So yeah, Rare has a door into their room that's like, what is it? Half a story up?
yeah, it's about 7 feet up, I think, because it's higher than my
7
head.
feet up.
7 feet
No
up. That
stairs
just
or
drops into
anything.
the parking lot. Yeah, full drop.
Incredible. Yeah, I
Those
don't know
of you
how
who were
much
watching,
my
thank you for coming. Those
Yeah.
of you who weren't watching, hopefully my explanation made sense. But yeah, I bought a
But-
12-pack of Monster because I drank somebody's Monster, and they're like, "You drank my last Monster." I'm like, "All right, fine." So I went on Amazon, and they were like less than $2 a piece, like for each Monster in the case. I was like, you know what? Even if it takes me like a year to drink these, this is cheaper. I'm gonna just put them under my desk.
See, that's an investment right
Nice.
there.
are they flat from getting delivered though?
What?
Are they
Fish,
flat
fish.
from getting delivered?
Yeah,
You'd hope not.
just a bit.
Oh jeez.
Oh hey,
Because they're on a flat. Ha.
yes.
See, now I also have like a whole rock collection on the top of my desk over on this side. So it's like I've got some pretty hefty, sharp, jagged ones that I could use in the event that all of a sudden a zombie leaped through my
So-
window or else came in through my door.
Now, elaborating on this question even further, we've all said what's the best thing you could grab. What is the worst possible scenario of what you grab in your immediate surrounding area to use as a weapon and throw at a zombie?
This tech deck. I
At
could do a sick kickflip over on its forehead or something with this tech deck.
least that's hard. I've got myself a stress ball.
Nice.
One of those
Honestly-
balloons with sand in it.
It would probably be the same thing I brought out for before.
Just Rem.
I feel like that would actually work enough. Like it's got a base on it, so you can at least like club it with the base.
It's not like
Listen.
a clubbable thing. It's like cheap plastic, no base. It's on the inside of my computer. I would
I
have
mean,
to
it's-
scramble to get it out, and then, yeah.
The zombie would be dumb enough it wouldn't be able to realize that it's not a real person, and they'd be infatuated with the Rem statue. So I think you're pretty
My-
safe there.
So
My
we-
worst choice is a guitar
Hard
pick. I don't
So
think that
Brody-
will help much.
Brody, under that situation, I am that zombie.
At this point, eye
Yeah.
drops. A bottle of eye drops.
Now, what's your game plan if you had to actually fight a zombie with these pieces of equipment?
Oh, fuck.
Well, I'll go first. If I had the stress ball, I would try to like jam it into its mouth so it couldn't bite. Couldn't bite me, and then
Hmm.
I just have to worry about it scratching. So from there, you just try to immobilate. Oh my god, I can't even speak.
Immobilize.
Immobilate. You know, get my wand out and then I'd be like immobilate, and then it just turns itself into Neville.
Oh.
You know what you should do with that though, Mike. And we talked about this before stream a little bit. What's inside that balloon you have there?
Oh, it's
Pocket
sand.
sand.
Pocket
You
sand.
pocket sand the zombie.
I'd probably
Oh my
just
gosh.
put the eye drops in my eyes so that I am seeing clearly and I don't have dry eyes, and I can hopefully deal with it at a better point.
See, what I would do with this tech deck is this is basically sandpaper. So I would just sandpaper down the zombie's teeth so it can't bite me, and it'll just gum at me instead.
I have a water bottle that I would use as a swinging hammer, and hopefully I could kill them through blunt force trauma.
There you go. With
I'm
like
gonna flick
the
this guitar
windmill.
pick really hard and probably miss because I'm not good at it, and then I'll probably just try and run away.
You have to flick it with perfect accuracy so it goes right into its throat and covers its throat hole and it suffocates.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wait, do
Flawless.
zombies need oxygen?
I think it depends on the type of
Oxygen.
zombie.
The only thing they need is flesh.
Nice.
Relatable.
Me too. Can you tell Jay and I are
can relate
down
to
bad?
zombies now.
Yeah. How down bad are you?
Pretty down bad, man. Down bad enough to eat a zombie, if you know what I mean.
Oh god.
I need a zombie.
Back to the thigh high zombies.
Takes
Pod-
note to Google that later.
This podcast has come absolute full circle.
It has come
It all comes
absolute
back
full
to
circle.
Come.
It
Come,
always
come,
comes
come.
back to come.
It,
What
it
can I
always
say?
will. It's the way of the Lord.
I was trying not to bring us there, but then Brody was talking about the zombie giving him a gummer, and I was like, oh my god.
Everything goes back to cum.
All of a
Didn't
sudden,
even think of that.
all of a sudden, Riley's writing notes down for his search history later.
Zombie
This would be
gummer.
really good in a fanfic.
Zombie gummer in thigh highs.
Yes.
Well,
I
there's
think
zombie
it's-
land,
like, I
and
have
now
no
we need
choice, I
something
have
like
to,
this.
yeah.
We need the boys. We need the zombie movie The Boys, where it's just the boys here trying to
Yeah.
survive, and then we just have all of these ridiculous antics like sandpapering down the cumby so that
Yeah.
we can go ahead and
No. I'm like, no. I want to see a film with that in it.
I don't think
Nah.
that's making it to theaters, even with an R
Nah.
rating.
No.
that sounds like a direct to DVD special right there.
No, that's
Direct
you walk
VHS.
in being like, okay, I got the perfect script for you, and the first question they ask is, does it have a zombie giving somebody a gummer? And you're like, and they're like, that's what we thought, you know.
You're like, but it's got a cum wall.
Every week he comes back with a new script, and that's just the one caveat to his
we,
scripts.
we gotta get the cum wall
The
out.
script
We'll
is
take it.
incredible. Like, if it weren't for that one piece, we'd make it a full like A-list movie. But
You're really good at writing, but this is the weirdest hill for you to die on here, pal.
You're just pitching this to Spielberg. Just like,
You don't get my script unless there's a gummer zombie in it wearing thigh highs.
Steven Spielberg's like, I can't do that.
Oh man, I think it's safe to say we would all survive a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I
No.
think I thought it through while we were talking about all of this, and my plan is quite simple actually. So I think that I would try and camp myself out on a rooftop of some like kind of smaller building downtown because I live downtown. So I would kind of wait out the initial explosion, and then I would find a tent because there's just so many tents on the street. Someone's probably dead. So now I've got a tent. And I'm gonna put it on the roof of like some kind of like high-rise building that's like semi-easy to get onto. And then I would just try and like steal things from grocery stores.
Josh's zombie survival plan is just like some
Steal.
people's daily lives.
See, it's a good plan, but there needs to be more cum.
It's true.
It was very
Solid
unbecoming.
We're
plan.
not, sorry, your script
Now-
has been rejected, Josh.
No.
Ah! Oh, but there's one wall.
I'm going to go to a roof and I'm going to put a tent on the roof. And that is how I survive.
And Steven Spielberg's like, where's the cum wall?
I've made one
know-
movie like this and now I can't go back.
Every movie's gonna have a cum wall now. It's a Spielberg special.
As parkour athletes, though, it's probably in our best interest to find somewhere that is like accessible to us, but not to the average person.
Mhm.
Yeah,
sure.
the whole like dying light stuff, like that's sick.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
totally where like our group of people would navigate towards is that
That
kind
would
of
be
life.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I agree with most of Dying Light, except for the fact that they're that fucking high up on the building.
Yes.
Like they're just excessive at that point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree conceptually, but more small scale I think would be better.
Yes.
Also,
Yeah,
as soon as
yeah.
you got the grappling hook, I was like, eh.
Yeah, that's what lost it for me too.
Yeah.
Grappling
There you
hooks
go.
aren't parkour.
Turned it into Batman.
So there's this
Ever tried
video.
bringing a grappling hook on a run?
Yeah, people look at me weird and fucking
Dude,
just swinging this thing.
parkour athletes just carry grappling hooks. It's a well-known fact.
Yeah,
They
it's
can't
true.
have them at speed courses because it's highly dangerous if you miss.
Mm-hmm.
Ricochets off the wall, the spike just goes straight into your head, and you're just like, it's like lawn darts all over again.
Frosty's like, oh, that's crazy.
Now, what trick is that?
And it beamed him right on the noggin.
Well, guys,
Uh,
safe to say we will all survive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Obviously, we've got solid plans. I want to say I apologize if you end up being a zombie that has to deal with our group of people, but also I'm not.
Also, I'm not gonna allow there to be a Cumby in our group. I'm just gonna say
But just don't
Memes
become
over.
the Cumby.
6-1.
Come
Just
over
saying.
Cumby
I
for me.
know Jovi and Ben are down. They don't even have to be here. I know they're down.
Mhm.
Jovi for sure.
Oh yeah.
well, if it's 6-1, I don't have a choice.
Overruled. This is how democracy
I mean, the
works.
easiest way you could have like made it was you just give it thigh highs, and then I have to. I don't have a choice anymore. But
Well, that's the catch. We're actually all in thigh highs. That's how we bring you on.
okay.
I'm wearing thigh
I will
highs
lay
right
down
now.
my life to protect all of you.
It's like the naked party. As soon as one person starts slapping on the thigh highs, you're gonna be
Slap
the
'em on
weird one for
everyone.
not having the thigh highs on.
This
So-
podcast is gonna wrap up. We're all gonna stand up, and it's just gonna be exposed junk and thigh highs immediately after.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
you're just gonna get a full frontal nudity shot from me.
So make sure to tune into our Discord to see that.
Yeah.
And soon enough, there will be Pody thigh highs available on PODIBoys.com.
Can we
Custom
actually,
made, custom made.
please,
Pody
That-
thigh
please?
highs? I mean, maybe.
Let's talk about it.
please,
We'll talk about this off stream, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
please?
Let's go have a thigh high meeting. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for hanging out. And Josh, take us away.
We all come on. We all come on the come on. Yeah, we all come on the come on.
Thank you and good night.